Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So I did my 2 dogs the other day. Did you see that video? Oh my gosh, it was so cute. I do want to redo that, and I have a feeling this might work better. I'm going to do it this is my Bulldog. This is a mold that I make. It's available in my eBay store. Here is the other Yorkie that I got. This one I don't make, obviously. I'm going to do them both. This one needs acrylic paint after we're finished. So I'm going to pour this one. We're going to be using the Resincrete today. This was given to me in Happy Mail. And I like working with it. It's nice and smooth. This is 10:3, 10 parts of the powder to 3 parts of the water. So if you're going to follow those kind of guidelines, make sure you, by weight, weigh out your base and then your water. I don't do that. I just, I know what it feels like now. I've done it so many times. I kind of know the consistency of it. So you want to be able to pour it without it being too thick, but you don't want it watery. You'll get it. You just have to do it like 2 times and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I want the Bulldog in brown and white. And then the Yorkie is going to be in black and brown, but I'm just going to pour the Yorkie. I'm not pouring it that thick. This is probably for a freshie or something. I don't know. So I'm just going to pour a tiny little bit in all brown. When we unmold him, I'm going to put the black in with the paint. This one, I'm going to try it in brown and white and see if I can keep the colors differentiated in the Resincrete instead of the way that I did it with the resin. If it works, I'm going to redo my other dogs, the little teddy bear one, in black and white on another video. So I'm going to mix them up separately because you don't have a ton of work time to do. So I'm going to do this one last because it's a little more complicated with mixing the colors. And this one I only need a couple ounces, so I'm just gonna pour it in, mix it up, and set it aside. So I don't know, I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 ounces of this. And I put it to the line on there. That's like not quite 2. It's going to go down when you add your water, so it's not going to be quite as much as you are thinking when you pour it into the cup. And this will be plenty, whatever it is, probably have extra. Excuse me. All right, I don't want to spill this, so let me just move it. So just add water a little bit at a time if you're going to do it my way. If you're not, then I do recommend that you weigh it out. I meant to put the color in first. I think I'm going to sprinkle my color in right now. This is light brown. This was given to me in some Happy Mail recently too. If I have the link, I will put it in the description for it. And it's going to lighten up because of the white base. So it's definitely not going to be that color when it dries, or even when it mixes. Hopefully it's dark enough. And I do my water just a little bit at a time because it's really easy to go too much. And then you have to start adding more powder, and it could be a vicious cycle. That's why you really should follow the directions. All right, I need more powder because it is extremely light. Now this powder is just regular mica powder. It is not made for the Resincrete. You can get the colorings for the Resincrete, and they are highly pigmented, and you don't have to use a ton of powders like I'm doing here. I'm gonna have to go see. I have the Resincrete colorings. I'm not sure if I have brown. I'm gonna have to go look now that I'm using most of this into this one, and I want brown for the other one too. But I definitely want him brown. So I'm going to use the rest of it. Because I'm thinking when it cures, hardens, whatever you want to call it, it's going to be lighter anyway. That looks good. Then we're just going to pour it in here and tap it around, get all the bubbles out from all those spots. And then we're gonna mix up a new batch and do the Bulldog. All right, so that is good for that one. I don't need any more. There's just a little bit left. Just gonna tap it down. Dislodge any bubbles that might be down there. I think I'm gonna go around it with a silicone tool, just like I would with resin. Maybe get bubbles out from the sides because I don't like when that happens either. All right, let me just get a paper towel. Clean this off. Oh, did it? Oh, I thought it stained my silicone. Kind of did, a little bit. And this stuff sets up really quickly. See those bubbles on the sides? That came up. All right. I'm gonna pour this extra into maybe a coaster mold just because I don't have enough time to wait. And we'll do something pretty with this. I always love to add washi tapes to my coasters with Resincrete. Not sure about brown, but we're gonna make it beautiful somehow. Get that in there. And then I usually top coat these with resin when they're finished. Then I'm gonna clean this out, wash it down, and prep it for the next one. Or maybe I'll do 2 different container fulls. See all those bubbles? I need to get them popped. Come on. There we go. Some more bubbles coming up there. Okay, let's just move those aside so they can harden up. I'm gonna wash that out and get some more color. I do have Resincrete colors and there is brown in there, so that's good. So I'm going to use these. And this mold, my Bulldog, holds about 6 ounces of regular resin. So I'm gonna fill this up to like the 8-ounce mark because like I said, it's going to shrink when we add the water. And I'm gonna make sure it's at the 6-ounce mark before I start pouring it. Because I'd rather have extra because I do not like to have mismatched Resincrete at all. Like if you don't make enough and you mixed a specialty color and you don't have enough, good luck getting that color to match. Your bottom's gonna have like this definite line of a different color. So I try to avoid that at all costs. Well, I went to 10 ounces. So yeah, I'm gonna mix this first, get a cup to keep white aside because I want the white and then I'm gonna mix the brown in. So I'm just gonna add my water. It's usually easier to add your water. If you're measuring it by weight, put your water at the bottom of your cup or whatever you're mixing it in because it's much, much, much easier to mix that way instead of mixing from top down. You really want your water on the bottom. But because I don't weigh mine, I do it this way. It's really not terrible, but if you're using more than this, I would definitely do it that way. At first it feels like a plaster and then a little bit more water and it will go to a smooth consistency. That should be good if I could just get it mixed good. Get all the powder off of my sides. And then this stuff will set up. The other 2 are already set up next to me and it's only been like, I don't know, 10 minutes, if that. Probably not even 10 minutes since I poured them. I put them on my heat mat just because I don't want to wait 24 hours for the video and to seal them. That looks like a great consistency. I'm just gonna quickly put some in my cup and then get a lot of, well, I'm gonna do mostly white and a little bit of brown. I don't want a ton of brown in him. This is highly pigmented, like I said. I should have done this for the Yorkie, but I didn't even remember until I was mixing it that I had these colors. Okay. I don't want a marbled dog. I want, like, Spot. We'll name him Spot if it works. Okay, that's good. Let me move this and start pouring. Like I said, we don't have a ton of time. So I'm gonna just take turns. And I don't know what the outcome is gonna be. I hope it's spotty. I hope they don't blend. But I guess we're gonna, that's what the whole point of this video is for. I hope he's salvageable. If it doesn't work the way I'm thinking it'll work. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. I don't have a whole lot of room for this big cup. And we will have extra, and again, I will put it into something. Come on, a little more brown. Might as well use you up. And then the white. Okay, that's good. I just have a tiny little bit left. Let me find something to put it in, and I will meet you when it's all set and done. I'm just gonna squash this around. Hopefully any bubbles will come up. All right, BRB. I had them on the heat mat on high under a cover for 2 hours. I did pull the extras out. I made some hair clips because I thought that they would be pretty. Obviously, we're going to top coat them. Maybe I'll top coat them with some sparkly crushed crystal UV resin. I don't know. We'll see. I got this out already. This is the coaster. It's kind of thin, but that's okay. But look at the color. It is really, really even colored. And then I made 2 starfish that ended up marbled. So we're going to come up with a plan for all the extras as well. So let's get these out of the mold and see how they look. Hopefully we don't have a lot of bubbles to deal with, if any. Oh, good. 1 little bubble and a half a bubble. But that is so cute. But as I was curing this, I realized if I filled this with, I'm going to have to fill that with resin. Because if I fill it with acrylic paint and let it dry, I won't be able to wash it off of this like I can with regular resin. So I might have to squirt black resin in all these crevices instead of doing it the other way. So yeah, I think that would be a better idea. Now these edges do need trimmed, so just grab yourself a little knife. Let me grab one. And it trims really easy. Or you can use nail file. Files down super easy. This is way easier to trim and to file than regular resin. Some of you probably don't like that sound, huh? I can hear the comments now. So yeah, I'm going to have to, oh gosh, that's going to take me some time to drip it in really easily, like carefully, I should say. All right, let's see the Bulldog and hope I usually take these because I use the softest silicone that I can buy and just push their little bodies out from the back, and it usually works. See how he came out? Oh gosh, there's more brown in him than I wanted. Hang on. Oh, he's not too bad. I wish there was some in his head though. Okay, we're gonna give them a little bit of personality. There is a bubble right there. I'm gonna just trim this off. He's adorable with his face on. Don't leave the video. You have to see his face. There are some bubbles under his chin. But what do you think? I don't know. It's not exactly what I was going for, but I don't know. Let me see what I can come up with. For these, I'm just going to grab my beeswax. It's just beeswax. I'm just going to seal these the way they are. I'm not going to do anything to them. I usually use like dragonfly glaze, but I don't want to do that today. I want to do this today. And this makes them really pretty and shiny. You might have to do it a couple times because it's going to sink into the, see how shiny that came out? Isn't that pretty? You could do the backs. I'm not going to do the backs right now because it's only been 2 hours on a heat mat. They probably are fully cured through, but I'm not going to take the chance. You don't want to seal in any moisture. As far as the hair clips goes, I'm not sealing them with this or my resin will not stick. Those are going to get sealed with the UV resin. So those came out really pretty. And if I need to, I'll put another coat on there. Same with the coaster. I'm going to figure out what to put on there. We're going to paint his face on. And let me get a few things ready and then we'll continue. Let's start with the next easiest, which will be these clips. So I'm just going to pick the nicest side, which I think is this side. Here's the other side, although that's not too bad. This one, yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends. This one has bubbles on that side, so I'm not going to use that side. But I guess, yeah, let's use the brown side. I've got a little bit of high viscosity UV resin in there. I'm going to take my crushed crystal and just put the slightest amount. Well, that's not what's on there. I mean, that's literally nothing on there. I just dipped it in and pulled it out. I didn't put anything on there, if you understand what I mean. For this little amount of resin, that's all it's going to take. I'm pretty sure that's all we need. You don't need the double-sided lamp for this because they can't see through it. So I just pulled the top off the lamp and I brought that over here today. So I'm just going to pour it on top. Get it to the edges and cure. I use my scribe usually. And it will change the color of your Resincrete, which makes it nice and bold. So if you're using whatever colors, your colors will be bolder underneath whatever sealer you're choosing to use. You can use polyurethane, beeswax. Sometimes I use Odie's oil, which is made for wood. I use dragonfly glaze 90% of the time because it's got a shimmer to it. That looks good. We're just going to cure that while we get the next one done. Okay, for the coaster, I chose this washi tape. Look at that. It goes beautifully with the color. And I got my handy dandy new Happy Mail stuff out. So I was purchased by a viewer, this tool and the mat. And I'm going to just cut along. Oops, let me flip that over. Cut along the edge. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Super cool tools. And then this side. That is a very sharp blade. Oh, not sharp enough if you don't press down, I guess. All right, I'll just snip that off. I think it's going to be beautiful on this chocolate milk looking coaster. All right, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use this, which is the purpose why I wanted one of these, is to cut these closely. So not so much clear tape will be looked at, although you really can't see it underneath the resin, but it just makes me feel better to cut as much off as I possibly can. And then this side, I just don't want to cut any of my flowers off. Ah, I didn't press hard enough. There we go. And then, to take it off the backing, a little trick is use a couple pieces of tape. Grab yourself some painter's tape. Put it on the edge of each side, back to back, until the tape is sticking to each other. Then when you pull the tape off, the backing comes off like magic. Just take this off. I probably should have dry fitted it first, which was, I didn't even think. I might have to trim again because I don't know exactly. I'm going to try to get this one right on that edge. Yeah, I'm going to just have to trim that one little section. But other than that, isn't that beautiful? And I will probably use sparkle dust in here too, crushed crystal, because that seems to be my signature these days, and that is stuck on there. I don't mind doing UV resin on a piece this size, but I don't love to do that. I think what I'm going to do, yeah, well, let's try it and see what happens. These look like they're done. Yep. So for these, I'm going to seal, no, I'm not even going to seal the backs of those because then the E6000 may not fit. Or not fit, but stick, I guess. Let me see what I have here. Do I have any gold ones? Nope, I used all the gold ones. And I only have 2 of the right shapes left. That's how many I've used already. I wonder if this is going to look terrible. It's not exactly the right size, but I don't have this shape left, so I'm going to have to use that size. I'll have to make a mental note until my clips are gone to just make the square shaped ones. I'm just going to grab my glue here. I was putting the glue on the back of the clip at first, but I think it's easier to put it on the back of the hardware, so you're not guessing where the glue's going and it actually goes where it needs to. And then you just glue it down and let it dry. Since this one is not the right size, it needs more glue to make contact. That's why I'm doing it this way. And I think once they're done and dried, I will go ahead and seal the rest of the barrette backing, this here, with the sealer. That way you could wash them. I'm just trying to, I mean, I know it doesn't fit perfectly, but it's not horrible. It's still usable. I'm just trying to get some glue everywhere that I can to make sure it doesn't come up. And re-straighten it. Okay, I'm just gonna let those dry. Let me figure this one out. For the coaster, I'm going to top coat with, I was gonna use crushed crystal, but I'm thinking the gold flake might be prettier because of the gold, because I found these gold rhinestones that would go really pretty around the edge that would help hold condensation in. Now I'm torn. I just don't want the gold to take over, but I think the gold might be the better fit. So I'm going to use the clear hard type on this one. Just put a bunch in my cup here. I don't know how much I need. And then mix in some of this gold dust. The smallest, ever smallest bit. Again, I just want the shimmer. I don't want it overtaking my coaster. The more you stir this stuff, the more it breaks up. That looks pretty good. That was hardly anything. So I'm just gonna pour it on. I don't know what I need. Let me grab my scribe. And I'm gonna just coax it to the edges. See how it turns your brown a different color? It's just soaking into that ceramic resin. And what I'm noticing is you could see that tape because the resin behind it is not soaked in. Yeah. I'm just now learning that for the first time. I didn't even realize that that would happen. It doesn't look horrible. Maybe I'll take a line of, no, I can't. I was going to say take a line of rhinestones, but you can't do that because then you can't use it as a coaster. So yeah, I can't fix that now that I'm thinking about it. Let me get it cured. I'll still finish it. It's just not going to be as beautiful as I wanted it to be. Because I normally always seal these with my Dragonfly glaze, which dries enough to where you could still stick the sticker on. But because I didn't use that today, it didn't even dawn on me that that color wouldn't change. I wish I would have known that. I could have put like a gold marker underneath there, a jagged, but that's too late too, unless you want to do a second coat. But okay, I'm gonna hold the light up high. Let's see if I don't even ruin it with a UV light. I don't usually like doing things this big. So I hold it up high for like a minute and slowly lower it down until it's cured with it. Otherwise it'll wrinkle. So let me see if I can even get this right before I worry about the rhinestones around it. So I have an idea. I think I'm going to do another coat, but I'm going to take this resin. I'm going to put in a ton of this crushed gold. And I'm going to outline it like I said. And then if I put another top coat on, it'll cover that bump on there. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It was extra anyway, right? Of course, I wish it was high viscosity, Let me put a little bit of high viscosity in here. See if I could thicken that up some. I've never mixed the two together. I wonder if they'll even cure if you mix them together. Never thought of that. What I think I wanted to try to do is just do this with it, just to cover that line. I don't know. What's your opinion? How should I fix this? That might leave you. I mean, I don't know. Let's cure it. Let's continue on, see what happens. I think I fixed it, you guys. So I encased each side with the gold. I did another top coat of UV resin, and I'm gonna leave the rhinestones off of the edge. And it's flat. What do you think? Can you tell like it was an accident, or does it look like it was on purpose? That's the question. And then I'll just seal this probably a little later with the beeswax just to seal that in, but I just want to make sure it's completely dry. So what do you think? I think it's really pretty. I actually like it. I'm surprised that a coat of resin covered all that. And then while I was doing that, I was messing around with this. So I found some colored UV resin by J. Diction in black. And I could do this really quickly. So I think I'm going to do this. All I did was squeeze a tiny little bit and drag it around with my scribe. I'll do a little section here. I mean, it's not like gonna be fast work, so it's definitely going on a fast forward, but I just dripped it in and then I moved it around. It's not completely filling this whole thing. There's going to be a ledge, but who cares? Doesn't matter. Even if this was used as a coaster, it wouldn't matter. And then when that's done, I'll seal this in with the beeswax as well to get a nice shine on the brown. So I think that's better than doing epoxy and waiting all night. I mean, I guess I could have put it on my heat mat, but saves me from mixing it up. It cured, it's black, it didn't matter. So just pop the bubbles before you stick it under your light if you're gonna do something like this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this in and fast forward and cure it at one time. so he's all done. I'm just going to use the beeswax and seal him in. I'll probably have to clean off the resin. Well, I know I will, but let's get the brown the right color. And then once that's dried, I'll just wash off the resin. Does he look like a Yorkie? Isn't he adorable? I'll do the sides. I'll do the backs before they end up going out, wherever they're going to go. And I'll just do this twice because it's going to sink into that ceramic and like suck it up like paint to new drywall. And then I'll just go over it, wash it down, get it off the resin. That is so cute. I'm so glad I had black resin. All right, now all that we have left is the Bulldog. I am curing a pendant real quick from the leftover gold. Let me see if that's dry. Yeah. So I just put the leftover gold into a pendant. I'll stick a pinch bail on there. I top coated front and back because it was kind of thin. Let me get that out of the way. I did already paint the eyes on the Bulldog because I used oil-based markers for my whites and black. Now I just got this set in from Let's Resin acrylic markers. This is a 36 color set. So you know I had to try them. I took out the brown and the black. I also took out their silver chrome. What I really want to do is dry brush his face to give him a little bit of brown. So I pulled out some brown acrylic paint because I don't like that stark white face on him. I'm just gonna put some on the brush, take it off, and just kind of dry brush him a little bit, give him a little bit of color. I am no painting artist, so please don't judge. I'm just gonna, well, I guess I'm gonna have to do most of him now because it's a different color brown. So I'm just gonna dry brush over the white. Oops, there's that paint. I just didn't want him like pure white. I don't know if this is helping or hurting, but I'm too far into it to turn around. And then we're going to take the brown marker and do his ears. These are dual-sided, so you got a fine tip and then you got the brush stroke type. I like this side better. I'm going to go inside his ears. This is almost the same color as the Resincrete, which is perfect. Then once all the paint is dry, we'll go ahead and seal him in, and he should change colors a little bit, just like the rest of those pieces did, and become a little bit shiny. Let's see. I don't know if I want to outline his mouth or not. It's almost, once you do it, right? I don't know. I wonder why. Yeah, it's not coming off of this stuff once you put it on. So I'm not sure how good he's going to look. Let me get his nose black. I don't know. Let's see. And his eyes, are these dry? Yeah. Let me try to use these markers. I'm going to paint it the same way I did it last time I did this dog. Because he's got like a little guilty look on his face. Getting the eyes the same is hard to do, especially when you can't rub it off because it's not resin. And let's see, is that all I want to do to him? Oh, his collar. I'm going to do a black collar with silver trim. Not trim, but they have little studs on this one. Okay, I got him done. I'm not 100% happy with him because his face was white and I don't like the white. So he's all finished. I didn't show the whole process. I wanted to give you a little bit of a surprise. So let me know what you think. I'm not crazy about his face, but I kind of disguised it with the hat. I put a little butterfly and a little charm on the front. I tried to draw lines, and this is what I don't like about the eco resin stuff. If you paint on it, that's it. You're done. You can't get it off with alcohol. Like, I'm used to being able to rub it off and start all over. You can't do that with this. So I tried to fix it. I can't fix it. So his face ain't that great. I did put little stud rhinestones around his collar instead of the metallic marker. I just went over the marker. Sealed him with the beeswax. I guess you should say. I E6000 the hat on so it doesn't come off. But that's her. If I had to change anything, I would make sure the face wasn't white because you can't see the whites on the eyes that great. And I don't think I would go with that brown color, and I don't like the way it marbled. So it's not the perfect dog. It's not what I was going for. Cute, yes, but not my vision. Should I try again? Pass? Move on? I don't know. Maybe I'll come back to it another day. All right, well, I'm going to get you pictures of everything. I did clean this off with a rag. This one is really, really cute, nice and clean, beautiful. Everything else I'm happy with. I honestly like this the best of today and that. But that came out really pretty, and it was the extras. How does that even happen? Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. Stick around for those photos, and you guys have a blessed day. Bye, everyone.